Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hi guys, this is Danny Lambert, founder and president of Plus Republic Digital Marketing. What I'm going to be going over today is marketing automation software comparisons. When you're investing in an expensive, most of the time, marketing automation tool as a business, it's really difficult to make sure that you have an apples-to-apples comparison across the board, figure out what software is best for you, and then get the best pricing on that, which is kind of out of the scope of this video, the pricing component. But the big part is, how do you decide on the right tool? And although this is not going to go into specific tools, it's going to arm you with the best information possible to make the right decision for your business. So in the background here, you can see I have a tool matrix, and this is by far my favorite way to analyze marketing automation tools, or any tool for that matter. You can duplicate this sheet and compare essentially anything, whether it's a live chat tool, whether it's an SMS provider, whether it's a chat bot, doesn't matter. You just change the criteria in here, which I'll show you in a bit, and you'll have the best way of analyzing different vendors against each other. So here I have a tool matrix, marketing automation tool review, and across the top I've already highlighted a couple of my favorite vendors for email and marketing automation. And then along the side here, I start to bullet the different criteria that I want to evaluate each other on. And oftentimes I'll find this by going to the couple websites that I know of providers and then finding the feature sets and the ones they have in common and the ones that are different. So to give an example, if I were to go to, say, HubSpot.com, which is a very, very good vendor in the marketing automation space, I could go to Marketing Hub. And when this loads, I'll be able to start getting some of the feature sets they have from here. Let's see if I can get probably on their pricing page. Here we go. So on their Marketing Hub page, boom, these are all the features that it provides. This is like copy and paste this into your matrix. I'd take all of these criteria and I'd stack them up in here, and I'd go to the different vendors and I'd have it. So then I'm looking at total cost, ease of use 1 to 10, and then all the other stuff. Does it have integrations? If so, which integrations does it have? Does it work with my existing tool stack? Does it have autoresponder emails, segmentation, etc., etc., etc.? And then once you've outlined all the possible criteria that matters to your business, and the ones that don't even, if you're going to look at this in the future, just put down as much information as possible. Once you have this, now it's time to start identifying all of the vendors in the space that compete with each other, and then starting to get head-to-head comparisons. So I use a handful of tools for this. The big ones being GetApp, G2Crowd, Capterra, Alternative2, and Owler. So here's GetApp, and I brought up ActiveCampaign as an example. Here it'll give you all the pricing, it'll give you who they service, the business size, it'll give you reviews. I can go see their feature set here and do head-to-head comparisons. Again, more of the feature summary that I just went over. And then one of my favorites is to pick up the alternatives here. This gives me, do I even know all the people in this space? I can see all the different alternatives. And then I'll repeat this process on G2Crowd to see how they do it, as well as Capterra here. All of them are in the similar space, but it's good to get all the reviews, it's good to get all the feature sets. So I would look at those three and start to find reviews, product insights, and possible competitors to add to your sheet. Then one of my favorites is Alternative2. This is great for finding all the different alternatives in a very quick and easy manner. And I'd like to look at this by how many likes does each one of them have. It's a pretty good indicator of how long that provider has been in the industry and how much clout they have, with how many likes and reviews that they have underneath their profile. So I always look at that category to see who belongs in my matrix. Another good one is, once I have my couple providers I like the most, I always use Owler. It's another competitor spying tool. Say I really liked what HubSpot had as a service and wanted to see who else might be a competitor. I would go in here, type in HubSpot, and I see, oh, they also compete with Marketo. If you're doing Salesforce native work, you'll see Pardot, you'll see Marketo, you'll see Salesforce Marketing Cloud, formerly ExactTarget, and Acton. And you see Infusionsoft. So here's some other insights, and I can dig into each one of these profiles and make sure that I've fully vetted all of the possible tools in the marketing automation space. I click in here. This looks pretty good. What if I came in and typed ActiveCampaign? See, now I have iContact, GetResponse, a couple other providers that I can add to my matrix. So by the time you're done with this, depending on how in-depth you want to get, you might have 10, 11, 12 columns. I try to keep it below that because you have a good idea of what you're looking for. You can also go to reviews, like PCMag has some head-to-head comparisons. Some of the review sites where like bloggers will be like, best email marketing tool, and they'll give you some really good points of what's best for an e-commerce business, etc. Those will also help you cut down on that list. So at the end of this all, you'll have this fully vetted. You'll have like pricing like 500/month per user, and then any notes on pricing like for an annual contract. And then do they have integrations? Yes. Name who they have. Zapier, which is a big one. Make sure that everything integrates with Zapier. It makes it hard for your tools to talk to each other. Salesforce, etc. You go fill out this whole thing. At the end, you can essentially just sum up the count of the columns, right? Like how many does each one of these have? And this one might have like 10, 12, 15, whatever. And at the end of it all, you have a pretty good gist. You've eliminated to a couple of tools. And for future reference, I'll just take this and be like, HubSpot was my favorite. I really didn't like, hypothetically, MailChimp. And then all of these were somewhere in between. And at the end of that, you'll have your pricing, you'll have the different feature sets, and you'll essentially have eliminated all the marketing automation tools that don't service your needs, instead of just assuming on someone giving you a comparison that worked well for their business. So I will put a link to this tool matrix in the description for the video, and I really hope this helps you guys in your vendor selection process across the board, whether that be marketing automation or any other tool. And should you have any questions, feel free to contact me. It's daniel.lambert@plushrepublic.com, or just add any comments and I'll answer them below the video. So please like it and subscribe, and feel free to reach out at any time if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.